Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another installment of Instacasa Property Tour Adventures. Right now, I am standing out in a section of the valley of Vilcabamba known as Yamburara Alto. We are, give or take, at about 1,700 meters up here, which is about 200 meters higher than the valley floor. Today you guys are in for a real treat because this is one of my favorite properties of all time. As we get through this video, I'm sure you're going to understand why. This property that we're on right now is about 1.4 hectares, give or take. And there are 3 structures, 2 smaller structures and a big house up the top. And we're going to be going up this scored cement path all the way up to the top, and you're going to see a lot of things, a lot of beautiful things on this property. So let's go. Right now I'm standing in front of the structure that we're going to call the second structure. The main structure up top, the main house up top, we're going to call number 1, and just a little bit further down the hill, which we'll get to shortly, is the smaller house near the entry to the property, which we're going to call structure number 3. So just to give you a bit of a detail about this one, this is essentially quite a simple structure. It's got 2 bathroom areas, and it's got another area which it currently is being used as a storeroom or for tools, things like that. But this structure could very easily be turned into like a little bungalow for paying guests or for family or whoever else comes onto the property. And it could also be very easily extended and made larger should the need arise. In a minute we'll be going up to the top house and looking around up there, and then coming back down to look at the structure next to the entry. So as you guys can see, hopefully you've got a very good view of this amazing scored cement road that the owner of this property recently put in, such that anyone with a vehicle can literally drive all the way up here and all the way around this curve and all the way up to the main house number 1 structure at the top. Hey guys, right where I'm standing now, we're about more or less about halfway up the property from the base of the property where the entry is. Something you need to know about this property is that it is lush, it is green, there is absolutely no shortage of water here, and everything on this property is basically gravity irrigated from a spring at the top of this property, which we'll see in a little while. And cut into the hillside here, which you're about to see, is a whole set of zigzagging paths, little terraces that are planted out with all sorts of fruit trees. So check this out. So here we are, everyone, almost at the top. Not the top of the actual property, because the top of the property actually extends quite a ways up above the house, but we're almost at the main house. So let's go check it out. Hey everybody, as you can see behind me is the house. The house is a 1-bedroom house on the first floor at the moment, with a huge balcony, which you'll see more of shortly. There are multiple areas that can be built out on this house on the ground floor, as you can see underneath here. And also there are 2 sections at the back which can be completed and added to for as many rooms as you really need this house to have. So let's go have a look. So right now we're actually about 3/4 of the way up to the top of the property, up above the main house. And we're going to do a panning shot here so that you can see where the house is, come around to where I'm standing, and this little valley behind me is all part of the property. So behind me you can see all these flowers. This trail goes up to the top. This valley goes all the way across over there down to the banana plantation and the sugarcane. So, hello everybody. We're actually just walking up the horse trail. This trail actually goes all the way back down to the cement bridge, which is on the river. And the horse tour guys use that as a staging post to be able to go way up on the mountains for their horse tours. And this trail actually comes up right behind the top of the property that we're shooting in this video. Hey everybody, right now we're up on the first level of the main house up the top. We are looking out behind me to the east. Okay, so essentially we're at the very end of what we call Yamborara Alto, at the end of the valley. Past this point, there's no road. You go straight into the mountains up that way. On this top section of the house, which you'll see in a moment, there's a bedroom with an adjoining bathroom, a couple of storage rooms, and a massive, massive balcony, which is what we're standing on now, with a fountain up at one end. In a moment, we're going to see a bit more vision of the view back to Vilcabamba, and let's look forward to that. So here we are at the other end of the house, as I was saying, the other end of this enormous balcony space where you feel like you're literally floating above the valley. And behind me to my left over there, you can see all the way back down to the village of Vilcabamba, following the Yamborara trail all the way back into town. So when I came up here today, I wasn't necessarily expecting to run into one of my country folk, but apparently there's a resident artist from Australia called Rihanna, and this is her work. So we're going to make her a little bit famous for a moment. Where I'm standing right now, we're out the back of the house, on the opposite side of the house from the huge balcony that we just left behind previously. This is one of a number of sections of this house that are ready to be built out. The current owner, actually has some really cool ideas for this space. And in a minute, we're going to go down to the ground floor and walk you around the massive area, which is the same area as we've got here on top of the house, which is also able to be built out as the new owner might desire. So here we are on the ground floor of the house. We've come downstairs now, and we're going to take a little walk through this section that is all ready to be built out, however the new owner of this property would like to do it. So come with me. All of these sections are ready to be turned into whatever size rooms the new owner might like. Same fantastic view down across the valley as the balcony upstairs. This section here where we saw the beautiful painting up top is a set of stairs that could be closed off or kept open depending how the family or the new owners chose to use this house. And we'll just do a circuit around the back and come back to where we started. We've got a work area here, tools, so on and so forth. Over to our right here, we've got a chicken run, and you can see the water coming down there from the spring that we were at earlier. Hi guys. And As I mentioned before, you can drive all the way up to the top house on this property. And here we are back where we started. So just to quickly summarise this property once more, it's situated at the end of the gorgeous Yamburara Valley, tucked up on the hillside where you can still hear the cascading sounds of the river below. It's 1.4 hectares, or about 3.5 acres, and has unlimited water from its own spring source, from which the entire property is gravity irrigated. There's an abundance of mature, producing fruit trees, as well as a dazzling array of herbs, vegetables and medicinal plants. I said at the start of the video that this is one of my favourite Vilcabamba properties of all time, and I meant it. An enormous amount of very hard work has gone into making this property a kind of sustainable paradise. The fact it is turnkey and still has considerable building potential only adds to its appeal. And the location has its own special charm that can only be experienced in person. Given the kind of trouble which seems to be on its way in much of the world, a property like this could very well be a lifesaver. So if this looks like you, drop us a line and let me take you up there for a look around. Until then, ciao for now. Hey guys, that's the end of this video. Just a reminder to everyone that be sure and click on the link in the description. That's the link to the actual property listing on our website. The listing always has more detailed information regarding property specifications, services, some fantastic pictures, so on and so forth. So click on that link if you want more information about the property, and also if you could just help us out by giving this video a like and subscribing, that would really help out the channel. Thanks very much.